Okay, so a plus 6 is equal to 19. So to work out a, what we need to do is to get a on its own, okay, on the left-hand side there. So we need to move this 6 over to the other side. And what we say is, when we move it over, we'll do the opposite, right? We'll reverse the process. So here where there's add 6, when I take it over, I'll do the opposite. The opposite of adding is taking away. So we have then 19 take away 6, and that of course comes to 13. So that's what A is. And you can check in there. And 13 add 6 is indeed 19. With the second one, we'll take that minus 7 over, okay? Because ultimately we want to get x on its own, okay? We want to work out what x is. So if I take that minus 7 over, it'll leave x on its own. And when you take it over, you do the opposite. And negative 7 goes to a positive 7. And we get 11. With 3, it says solve 6b equals to 42. Now look at what we're doing here with the 6 and the b. Remember, this means 6 times b. When the number and letter stuck together, we're timesing. So to get b on its own, we need to take the 6 over the other side, and we do the opposite. So instead of timesing now, we're going to be doing the opposite of timesing, which is dividing. And 42 divided by 6, 7, yeah? 6 goes into 42 7 times. With this one, dividing. So to get x on its own, we've got to move the 4 over to the side. And because we're dividing by 4, when you take it over, you do the opposite. And the opposite of dividing is timesing. So you get then 8 times 4, which is 32. Okay, so with 5 then, same sort of principles before. You know, you could even think, what do we add on to 17 to get 35, okay? The other approach is taking the 17 over the other side, because it's positive 13. In effect, there's a plus there in front of it. When you take it over, you're left with x on this side, and it becomes then minus 17, because you do the opposite. You take it over, and when you work that out, we get 18. Okay, so b then, remember we said earlier, 8x means 8 times x. So when I take that 8 over, we do the opposite and divide. Now we can do this mentally, okay, in our heads, because it ends in a 0. So you can literally cover up that 0 and work out 48 divided by 8. So if you go through your 8 times table, you'll get 6. 48 divided by 8 is 6. And then that 0, we just add on. So 480 divided by 8 is 60. Number 6, x take away 4 is 7. So we do exactly the same as before. Take it over, and it becomes a plus 4. So it goes from a minus 4, take it over, it becomes a plus 4. And we get x equals to 11. With part 2, we're dividing by 6. So to get y on its own, because it's dividing, you take it over, you do the opposite, and you multiply by 6. So we get 12 times 6 is 72. Okay. Question 7 then, well, we're doing the same here as we've done before, multiplying 7 times x. When you take it over, you're going to be doing the opposite, dividing, and you get 3. Here you might see straight away the answer, okay. Got to be 4, isn't it? Because 4 add 5 is 9. If we show it the way we do before, you take that 5 over, it becomes a minus 5, and you get 9, take away 5 is 4. 6x is 42, so take the 6 over and divide, because you're timesing that, take it over and divide, and you get 7. In this case then, take the 9 over, so you get 28 minus 9, okay, because it goes from a positive to a negative, and you get 19. Do you know what, with this one, sometimes I just think, well, just look at it, what's the answer going to be? 14 take away something is 8. So if I take away 4, 14 take away 4, it gives me 10, so I need to take away a bit more. So that works out to be 6, doesn't it? 14 take away 6 will give me 8.